Welcome back to another battle, everybody. Today we're playing Progressive Capitals on the Arkeanos map. We're playing as a green player out of the 4th position. Now, we do have purple, who is next to a position that looks very appealing to me, going before me. I'm looking at the board, and we're split into 2 with a couple of these blizzards. This one here and this one here makes the only viable paths from left to right here and underneath, which should make this game pretty interesting. I think I go on this one here. Black probably ends up on the 3, but I have 7 troops in this bonus behind. So go on the 1, roll this, fortify the 4 up. Nobody even knows this 4 is here. I've got a bunch up here as well, but nothing really playing for any sort of 1-point hold. We can 2-point hold this +4 and have a decent spot, and also cut off some pathing over here where anybody who tries to come through this region opens up our capital. So a little bit risky if purple tries some sort of like 7-on-2 tomfoolery, 7-on-4, I mean, tomfoolery with their capital, but no players will be starting with additional territory-based troops like you get on some of the large maps, so we should be fine to take our bonus, fortify, and hopefully be okay. I actually think my best way of doing this, especially with potential turn 1 bonus taking by the black player, got a little bug in front of me, is to hit and split and pull the 4 up. 7 cap should be fine. Although black could go boom, boom like this too. 13-on-7. I don't know. Well, actually, it wouldn't be a 13-on-7, right? I'd add 4 here, less 2 troops here, so it'd be 9 that we'd defend with, which would be totally fine. So, yeah, I think this should work. We're playing this map as our final regularly scheduled Tier List Tuesday video. For those of you unfamiliar, Tier List Tuesday is the series on the channel where we play every single map in Risk, stack them up on our big fancy schmancy tier list, and we play them on the Progressive Capital settings. So Arkeanos is the final map. It's not part of any sort of map pack, and I just never got to it early on in the list, I believe. As far as I'm remembering, I didn't. And so, yeah, I knew the hit and split was too good to be true, man. I really did. But I could have capped here so that I have bonus defense, but I wanted a more outwardly facing capital, if you're wondering why I did that the way that I did. And of course, we lost 3 troops on the 2 because attacker's advantage only sort of exists now. I've noticed sometimes you'll hit a 5 with 10 troops and you'll lose 1, and other times you'll hit a 2 with 6 troops and you'll lose 3, or I even saw a guy lose 4 earlier today. So who's to say, you know? But it is what it is. Sometimes bad dice happens, just got to roll with the punches. Now, 4th position's not a bad spot to be. Get decent enough trading out of that spot. Let's see what black does. Do they insta-break me? They hit my 2, lose nothing. Hit into here. Do they keep going? I think they're going to stop. They don't. Now you have a relatively undefended capital. And I have a bonus. Indeed. 5 left. So it's a 6 cap max. Unless they split and only pulled 2 up, which would be even funnier. Pink gets 6. I will get 9. 18 on 17 on something, right? I mean, that would be a pretty crazy 2-point hold. Imagine if I pulled that off. Imagine if somebody's here, I won't roll it. Unless somebody here already rolled it, right? But that'd be a pretty crazy hold. Depending on what's there, it might be worth slow rolling. I can't imagine this player continued attacking after that. After like a split and a 3-on-1 somewhere would be nuts. Purple holds the middle bonus. Here is red. Fortifies away. Okay. What do we got here, black? What are we talking about? A 5 cap. Yeah, I'm not gonna not do that, dude. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit here. So if I fortify this, it'll be 7 and 7, right? Yeah. And that That is a crazy hold. I also, like, look at this. This is what I'm telling you guys about the dice. Sometimes attacker's advantage is the most insane thing you've ever seen. I lose 2. Now, he probably will slow roll here, unless he takes elsewhere. No, he just blitzes. That's bad. That getting 2 off is not, or 3 off is not good for me. Pink probably hits this. Yeah, Pink gets 12. They're just going to slam this. If they don't, they're a fool. If you don't hit this, Pink, you're crazy, dude. And I love you forever, but you're also crazy. I was wondering if I should have defended this one better because he had the 3s in here. Yeah, go up here. Go up here. Oh my goodness, please. Yes. So silly. I'm not even sure if he gets bad enough dice on this. He might not even get this whole thing. And he's in this, I assume. Bad dice. Loses 2. So what, 6 left? Yeah, he might get the whole thing. But if red doesn't get curious to the left, we can start hunkering down over here. Got a kill guard on black. I need to get white out of here, I think. I didn't even consider the fact that white could roll me after black's... No, white moved before black. That's what it is. So this guy going up here and breaking would be pretty good for me. That is not what goes and happens, though. So... Wait, Pink got 12. Pink didn't have the roads, did they? Maybe they don't have this bonus, and that's why they didn't do anything. I don't... This cap is probably better than this one. Let's go like 1 here. I don't necessarily need to get this whole bonus right now. Again, I want white out of here. I'm trying to roll 2s into the pocket so that I can still hold this. All right, I'll finish. I think 8 there. We'll finish this on the next turn. I don't want to risk the cap getting stolen at this point. Glad I removed white, though. We're getting a lot of info about what everybody's holding. I think red has some sort of hold here, like east wall or city path, maybe. It depends on what bonus Pink had to start there. White is here. Purple is in the middle. Pink gets this up top, but maybe gets their other bonus broken. No, they get 17. I think that double +5, possibly. And then territory count. But the more expanding Pink wants to do, the better it is, because it removes kill guards and stuff on people. Very interesting game. But what we will be doing for the final tier list Tuesday video, and I want to say that anytime a new map pack is released, and I believe SMG has confirmed that there is a sci-fi map pack coming out in September, the next 4 weeks of Tuesdays after that map pack will be regular tier list Tuesdays. We'll continue amending the list. Or it may not be right away, but it might be following ones after that. However, so we'll keep doing that, but next week's video, it'll still be in the vein of Tier List Tuesday. It may not be an actual gameplay video, which is, kind of rare for us a lot of the times. Usually they're always gameplay videos, but okay, red goes back, and we just 11, 18, sure. I don't care about a 1-card kill guard on black, if I'm being honest, especially late in the turn order. I actually think me eliminating black would be a bad thing. I don't think it would be a good thing for me to eliminate black late in the turn order. Joker's very good. And the reason that is it then puts me, like, I will be trading ahead of these guys, but in order. It'll only benefit me against white, where I'll be a full card ahead of white. But otherwise, I'll just be in front of these guys and get weaker trade-ins, which I don't want to do. If I stumble upon it, I stumble upon it. It is what it is. And I'm going to have to either take this card here or hit pink. Neither of which I really want to do. But the video next week is going to be a tier list of the map packs and on these meta settings. So what are the best, based off of my rankings, what are the best map packs for you to buy? I understand that not everybody can afford all of the map packs and be able to host their own games or play offline with their friends or whatever. So I will do basically 1 to 135 or however, I can't remember the exact number of maps that they are, but I'll rank them all. Like very first map, the number 1 on our tier list will be number 1, and the bottom will be number 130, whatever. And average them out amongst the map packs, and lowest score wins. So that way you guys can know, well, where should what map pack should I go for? And it'll be an entirely mathematically calculated way of going through it. And then I'll say the pros and cons of each map pack as we go through them. So sort of a tier list, an actual full-on tier list video rather than like we amend the tier list every single week. Because I've had people ask me what videos or what maps they should get, what they should invest in, or just, you only have so many gems. What are the best maps to play? And this will be like the best average map pack for all of the maps, right? Because if there's a couple map packs that I like most of the maps, but then there's just one terrible map in it that you never end up playing. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays. Do I want to start a war with Pink? I don't think so. I don't want to open up, if Pink's cap is in here, I don't think I want to open it up, right? But they played for this. They were allowed to play for that. I think I just need to bolster myself first. I'm glad that didn't open up Red's capital. Red's not here either. I don't want to close off my caps. I could maybe consider closing this one off. It's not that big of a deal, but the red player also can't be very strong. So I'm really glad we went for that black capital. He got too big for his britches here. He had 14 troops, but he wasted them. You can't get too greedy. You got to prioritize cap security at some point. And then there's that thing where attacker's advantage decided to overly reward me. And the funny thing is, there's not even attacker's advantage in capitals. It's defender's advantage in capitals. So it's even sillier that he lost his whole cap and I lost 2 troops on the roll. I feel bad for him. So pink does that. He's getting 18. Purple down to 9. Black hasn't been killed yet. We're going to trade in. No, the trades will all be a little bit lower. I think the player that gets kind of screwed out of it the most is pink because they'll only get the 15 on their second trade rather than the 20. Purple goes aggressive. Has white been holding that 10? Yeah, white's holding the 10. So the board's kind of shaped up. If we can find red's capital, putting pressure on red is going to be paramount. I think, like, if red has sort of a middle capital, that's going to be something that we really want to be interested in. He's going to break pink. He is going to break pink. Oh, Nelly. That is bold. I don't know if there's a cap there. I do not know if there's a... He's going to keep going. You're going to eventually find a cap or nothing, right? Like, the troops all leave. I don't know that I want to investigate that, though. Entry is my capital. Why wouldn't we take that? $33 here. Okay. Interesting. I do think pink is capped here rather than top right. I mean, red has a great late game capital. I'm just not sure their generation is going to be high enough to survive. But if they took this whole bonus, then they hold it for a turn, and then I'll steal it away from them on the next turn. Well, obviously, we had that trade on 3. Maybe white came in here and rolled out of here. I think we could even we may be in a position to either card block white or force white into whatever purple's doing over here. I also don't think pink is letting purple hold this, so red's maneuver there is not actually very bad for us. We got to make sure we don't get card blocked, though. That is the biggest issue with this map. Pink loses both of their bonuses, so where's the capital is the biggest question. Is it down here? Is it up here? They've been accruing 17, 18 troops per turn for 3 or 4 turns now. So we got to be very careful. I can't believe they didn't roll my capital. They prioritized this. They could have completely ended me. So I owe pink the game to some extent. But we're going for the win here, everybody. Purple gets 9. Yeah, that's the other. Purple still has the middle. I wonder if purple's kept on the left side of this and red's just right next to them. We'll see how much red gets. I have no intention of letting red hold here. And I almost want red to close their capital off again towards me so that I can eliminate them when the time comes. Yeah, they don't have this. I wonder if pink's capital is in here, though. I'm going to investigate on the next turn. I think positionally this cap is going to be better for me. Does that? We don't see red's card there. That's not great. Go 5 here, the rest here. I mean, I'm getting a pretty hefty chunk right now. It's a 33 cap. He goes here. Yeah, he realized he didn't have the fortify. All right, red, I hate to do this to you, but... Pink's capped here. I'm not going to hit that. Trades are how high? 20? Yeah, so red doesn't even get this capital if he sets. If he does, he just dies. The question is, do I have enough to eliminate him? I would have to dive into here. Actually, he'd hit here, so I could hit the capital, then dive into here. But is that even the end of him? What's the situation up in this +6 in Rossitania? You know, you risk feeding red. I think this is pink's original capital. This is an awful capital, by the way. This is one of the worst I think you could have on this board. I think the only thing that would be worse is like guards here. Maybe officer, either of those. Pretty bad. Officer slightly better. Or one of the ones deep up here. He's still only getting 5. I wonder if purple full cleared him out up there. And he traded early. You shouldn't hit this. He should stop. At this point, you're sacrificing extra cards. I think he just card blocked himself. Which is crazy talk. I mean, maybe he might still be alive up here. Red's cap, I think I have to get. This is so important. I don't know. White could be capped on flank or Rock Island or Mountain or even Prison. And those would all be spots that we don't really want to have to deal with that. This would be a max of, what, 42? He goes to the right. He doesn't want to close himself. He does not want me getting cards here. That makes total sense, right? Like, he doesn't want me to be... He knows that I'm open. Red's not a bad player. I will tell you guys that much. Red is not a bad player. He's not going to give me pathing out of here, so I need to... I can't take any of these red cards at this point because he could card block me off of this position. And the way these players that don't have bonuses get back in the game is they card block you. They let the trades get high enough and then they block. So I can't run that risk. Now, I may have just blocked pink, which would be tremendous. It's part of my goal here is that block. 35. Not a huge cap, but I mean, we're more than double red size at this point. And so if pink still exists up here, does the fortify come back to cap here? Because they could have played off of this and broken white over here, which obviously would irritate the white player. If they fortify off their cap, wow. I mean, that's awful. Even if I don't get the elim here, that's still a terrible play. I have to thank them for not rolling me, but also, if you're getting beat down this badly, not great. And I would trade off of them immediately. Red wouldn't have reliable pathing to get the elim. The trade's not going to be big enough for them either. I don't know who purple's going into, if it's the remainder of the pink material. Also, the last black territory hasn't been taken. I'm hoping it gets taken by like white so that they're ahead on the turn order. And then I just become last in the card trade order where I get the best trades. Because if somebody like purple gets it, then they're a full card ahead of all of us, assuming pink perishes on this turn. I doubt red trays and slams my cap here. That would be instant death. This may be the end of pink. That's what my hope is. I would trade immediately. It would give white a better trade in, which I don't love, but if it's not the end of pink, then it's the end of pink in the back part of this board, right? I think this is all they have over here. Red's going very aggressive for something. I'm not sure what. They don't have the troops to go for whoever they're going for unless purple just failed an elim on white, which would be surprising. I don't really know what red is doing right now. What comes back here, if anything? They might have somehow snagged a second capital. I don't know. I think he thought I wasn't going to hit this. Do I bother checking in here? Oops. All right, well, fed pink to somebody. I don't know why white was here. That's not a very good play. Of course, he loses 28 on a 21 cap, so c'est la vie. And pink trades. I mean, pink can't come get me, so I'm fine with them roaming around on the other side of the board. They literally have no pathing to me. Oh. Were they behind white's? Did white have them kill guarded somehow? Two early trades. And we're going to have a third here. I wonder if white somehow had pink kill guarded. I don't know where that would have been. That's a useless kill. That doesn't get you anything. That's better. That gets you a card at least. Purple only started with 9. Or no, they started with 10. I don't think trading on 3 is a bad idea now. So I hit. This is here's the funniest thing. You guys ready for this? I lost 24. I lost 24 on pink's 25. This guy loses 28 on my 21 capital. Red's getting 12. Red getting extra troops is really not good for me. I think I actually rolled. No, I need this extra card just in case. This could also be the end of white. Purple rolled through here. And I have 2 capitals. White has 1. Presumably red has somebody's with getting 12. I doubt this is the end of white, but I'm going to trade in just to make sure. Okay. Well. That was convenient. This capital I need to put more on. This is one of my most important caps right now. Have a trade in. I can't believe pink or purple, whoever whacked the crap out of white there. I can't believe they just did that. I think pink must have slammed this and not taken a card. I think purple overcommitted, but I don't know. This is white's original, I believe. So white was somehow weaker than I thought they would be. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna trade. This capital is now my most important, I think. As nice, terrible dice. As nice as these ones in the back are, actually, all of this is troops are not going to get hit. We need to be out on the forefront at this point. And I don't want to take a trade earlier than red. Now, if I can win this, if red doesn't adequately defend this, purple could also kill red. Because I don't know how much red has externally. Okay, they don't kill red. What does red get? Red gets 5, so they get knocked out of this. They must have had this +6 up here. Are they getting 12? Yeah. Do they retaliate? Because if they don't defend the 37, I can steal it and we can fortify forward. Are they going to let me get the extra +6? This is such an interesting game. They actually full defend this, which is the right choice. This is why I don't want to take these cards over here if I don't have to, but we're probably going to have to. So I almost wonder if I have to force a card block on red. 109 troops. I almost wonder if I can... I know purple doesn't have a trade. I think just stacking on red here is not a bad choice. No trade on 3, but we're getting 44 troops. Like, this way red doesn't break me here, and he's got to use these troops to wrap around and hit this, and he's just not generating enough. If he slams it, he loses, right? Like, that's what we have to go off of here. Now, this bonus is 9 territories plus the capital is 10. He can't have more than one other territory on the board right now. Interesting. Need to prioritize this one more now with purple potentially getting extra troops. I have a trade-in. If red doesn't set here, we can eliminate red. They may not like me stacking here, but I think you have to trade your position for purples at some point then. Purple's getting 16. I think that's the +4 and the +5 here. And capital. If red doesn't set here, they lose the game. I'm basically giving them the option to slam into purple, and I will reward them by eliminating purple first, or perish. Interesting. All right, well, I have no incentive to trade here. Because at this point, I'm kind of trying to bait him. I know purple can't get in on me over here. I almost hope that purple blocks red and starts trading with me over here. I think I kind of want it, to some extent, I think rewarding purple for their aggression, on both pink and white is not a bad thing. Red is clearly turning into take a card and pass grandmaster level player who just sits there the entire game, never closes the cap, or closes the cap off and never recloses it because they know that they want that pathing over there. I don't really see any reason not to stack on them at this point with how much I have over there. I'm treating this empty spot as a capital, knowing that they can't kill me on the other end. And I'm just playing the troop advantage. I don't want to open up a capital over there if I don't need to. And you may be watching this and going, "See, money, this seems like maybe not a great idea." I'm effectively giving red the option to play elsewhere on the board. That's my mindset. I don't think purple's going to card block them, though. That is the downside to this. And I don't know where the caps are over here. Actually, you know what? I know a little bit. Because I had... Pink was here. They didn't cap on this position. Or somebody was here that wasn't capped here. I think I had vision on that territory. Until I hit it, and I don't actually have the vision. But I thought I had troops in the middle here. And then here. Wasn't it here and here? Or here and here. Something like that. I had a lot up there. So maybe we do want to hit the 3 on this next turn. Red is blocked. Perfect. Purple has card blocked them. And did they just trade too? They did, so. And they're worth 3 cards, right? I've been getting so many more troops per turn that it may not be a bad idea to go for that. I don't have a trade on 4. Oh, buddy. Are you sure you want to do that? I don't have a trade on 4. Red misses a card. Again. Are you sure you wanted to do that? You're not getting through the capital here, dude. Here's the goal, right? The goal is if red doesn't get a card here, which they may have just gotten a card, in which case I will eliminate them. There's no reason not to. Okay. Yeah, I have more than enough. And the whole reason I wanted to put pressure on here is these 2 caps are 2 point. It's 2 point hold for the left-hand side of the board. Like, I'm sorry, Red, but there's no world here where that isn't the right play. I have 5 capitals. Is purple's cap right here? That's the ultimate question. Is this the win? I hope it's the win. Ooh, it is not the win. Okay, that is massive. Where did you get all of these troops? I can get double tapped here. Well, let's reduce. Oh. Granted, I traded. I got four cards off of red. Did they get a card? Hang on. Yeah, they got a card. I trade down to 2. Right, because I was on 5. Was I on 5? Forced to trade on 5. Down to 2. Get 4 cards. We'd finish the turn. We trade on 6. Down to 3. Finish our turn with an extra card. We'd be at 4 cards after the turn. He was on 1, I think. He was on 1 or 2. I think he was on 1. Even if he double taps the capital and wins it, he likely doesn't have enough troops to prevent me from cap running off of the 100. So at that point, I was trying to reduce the territories. What a crazy game, everybody. This was a great... I'm going to be honest with you. I really liked how this played out. This was a great game for our final Tier List Tuesday, even though I will admit, and I didn't really allude to it all that much during the game, I don't like this map very much. I really don't. I don't think it's very good. Let's check the ranks of our opponents. We'll take a look at an image of the map where I can kind of break some stuff down. Triple intermediate and double beginner. I thought other than just like clearly red had no chance. I don't know where purple got all of those troops from. I guess they didn't have to hit much to hit white and pink, but regardless, they had a ton of troops in the middle. Although I guess they were getting like 20 a turn, and I had 300 something stacked on red. But let's flip over to our other monitor here so I can kind of break this map down. So it is a 69 territory map, 6 blizzards, 63 territories, 24 larger than classic map when blizzards are considered. I believe I showed all of the bonuses. If I didn't, I apologize. This is not, unfortunately, my first attempt at this video today, but there are certain spots, and 2 of them happen to be the spots where we saw blizzards in this game, but effectively, one of these 2 territories here, one of these 2 territories here, or actually one of these 4 here, and then one of these 2 territories here, create the path lines from left to right. If you hit a blizzard on one of those spots, because you're never going to have a blizzard on one of these 2, because it won't ever fully be like single territory, the bonus, for example. You run into these maps where you've got 1 or 2 point holds. In this case, red's cap here, white's cap here. Half the map is split by capitals. It's an incredibly powerful position, which is why I knew I needed to get red out of here. It was absolutely paramount to try to steal red's position. So that's why I stacked on them. I knew that they weren't going to be able to break through me and get over to the 100 capital on the other side. Purple didn't have anything open to me. So that's kind of how that played out. This map is so Killguardy. I could have played Killguard on black's territories until the end of the game, but the bonuses are pretty strong, so I wanted to play for the bonuses first. We don't end up playing off of the Killguards at all, but it has that potential too. It's got this very strong +4 in the middle of the board. There's a lot of different things. It also makes it a very easy card block. I mean, we saw red get card blocked there briefly. So it's not my favorite. I think the bonuses are maybe a hair strong, although they're kind of large. It's hard to turn 1 bonus. We managed to do it in one of the smaller ones, but these other bonuses, it's kind of difficult to turn 1 bonus. Cap rolls happen early a lot. Those are sort of my feelings on it. I don't think it's the worst map. I think it's kind of similar to eBay Land, which is another content creator type map, which admittedly I have rated fairly low. I think they have that D tier. I think Arkeanos is... Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at Stinkpot, Arkeanos, eBay. I feel that way, where they're just... bonuses can be a little strong, depending on the circumstances. And the card blocks are really, really easy on this board. Especially later in the game. Very easy to set card blocks on. We're going to drop it in here. I think it's a little bit better than Stinkpot. You guys know my feelings on Stinkpot. And that will do it for our consistent Tier List Tuesday actual games. We will be back in September with the release of the new map pack. And we will be back next week with a map pack tier list, not just the individual maps, but the packs themselves. And if you're looking at the screen right now and you're like, see, there's 4 maps left. Those are the currently unavailable Moscow and Russia maps that were removed due to the war in Ukraine. So if those ever return, we will cover them. But in the meantime, this has been the final game in this current consistent run since I think the beginning of 2024. It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely absurd. I didn't think we'd get to this point. But here we are. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back with more Risk tomorrow. As always, everybody, I have been C-Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.